Listen to a 49er Rush. Niners all day. Let's bring 6 home, baby. Let's go.
I love it, man.
It's time for the 49ers Rush podcast. And here's your host, John Chapman.
What is going on, 49ers fans? It is absolutely incredible to be with you on this Monday, Labor Day. A little bit of a special episode on a Monday. I figured, why not? I've got the time off work and all that stuff. Let's jump on here. Let's talk some 49ers football, because here's the best thing. Week 1 is here. It is now time for the 49ers and every team in the NFL to start going through the process of building your team and getting ready for the season, which is a lot. Practices started today, which we've got some, information just on, what's going on with Trey Lance and his finger. We're going to talk about that. We've got a little bit of film cut up from the preseason game on defense. Just some stuff I want to talk about with D'Amico and kind of what that looks like. But also I want to go through, who's not practicing. What are some week 1 expectations and things I'm looking forward to the most? Because there's just so much here. Like, I could go live for a couple hours every day, and we still wouldn't have enough time to cover everything. And I do want to say shout out to the Countdown crew, showing up early, showing up strong. Absolutely love it. But we probably got to start this because right after we finished our show yesterday, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. The 49ers made a relatively big signing, at least name-wise, with Josh Norman. They go get the longtime corner, and Josh Norman's been around a while. You look at, he was drafted back in 2012, played with Carolina and Washington, Buffalo last year. He's had a little bit of an up-and-down career. But again, you're talking about somebody that has 120 career starts as the cornerback position. And on top of that, not only did you bring in Josh Norman, which is huge news in and of itself, number 27, he got cut. Again, his second time to get cut in 6 days. The saying is, and I apologize if I'm not sharing who I got this from. I don't remember off the top of my head, but, death, taxes, and number 27 get cut and re-signed. I really hope. Here's how I want to say this. This is not the end for number 27. Dante Johnson, he's coming back. We know that. We know that. He's inevitable. But what I think this does do is the 49ers front office basically looked at it and said this, like, we need something else at this cornerback position. We're not where we should be. Now, is Norman coming in to compete for a starting spot? No, I don't believe that's the case. But Emmanuel Mosley didn't practice again today. He was off on the side, working on routes and all that stuff. Matt Barrows tweeted that out. But still, you need a little bit more. I think that this is another testament to Kyle Shanahan not wanting to rely on rookies. It's not what he wants to do. Like, he believes in redshirt seasons, whether it's, quarterback Trey Lance, whether it's offensive lineman, almost every position but running backs. We saw him thrust some rookies into playing time, but you could go back to Nick Bosa. Now, Nick Bosa was coming back from an injury, but he was working and rotating in and out. He didn't technically start the first game, and it just seems like that's one of the things that's just a consistency with what Kyle Shanahan believes in rookies. It's different whenever you have guys like Trent Taylor, starting whenever we first got there with that roster. This is a different roster. And so I am very curious to see how practice bears out this week, because I don't think that Josh Norman starts. I don't think that's the case at all, but I am curious if he would be the first corner off the bench or if it would be Diamador Lenore. I think it's one of those two guys. Ambry Thomas definitely didn't show very well in the preseason, but again, he's had a year off. Diamador Lenore, he played very, very well. Struggled a little bit in the slot week 3 versus the Raiders, but there's just so much there. And let's look at Norman and kind of what he brings to the table, okay? 6 foot, 200 pounds. The day we said this, the day of the 6'2", 6'3" corners in San Francisco, that's over. That's no more. He's got 120 career starts, 15 career interceptions. He had one lights out year where he just went ham. Let me see here. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he had 4 interceptions in 2015. He was All-Pro then. He's had 1 Pro Bowl, 1 All-Pro year. And after that, it kind of went down. He had 2 pick sixes that year, and that's kind of what people remember him for. You remember him and the Dez beef going back and forth and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But ever since then, things have kind of descended. And, last year was actually pretty good with the Bills. A lot of people talk trash like, oh, his play's gone down. You look at just last year, he allowed 20 receptions. Again, we're talking about Josh Norman here, the newest 49ers. He allowed 20 receptions on 30 targets. All right, that's not bad. 1 touchdown allowed, but he had 1 interception and 3 pass breakups. That's an 83.7 quarterback rating allowed. That's really good. But if you go back to the 2 previous years before Buffalo, 2019 and 2018, they were trash. He allowed 8 touchdowns in each of those years. So 16 touchdowns allowed in back-to-back years. His passer rating allowed were 133.3 and 114.2. So which one are you getting? The most recent take that he put up was good. Relatively good. Not great. I mean, again, you're not paying starter money. You're not getting starter play. That's not what it is. But it does bring that vet experience to a very young room. And again, if Verrett goes down or Mosley or whatever, you're going to feel confident putting him in there, especially behind this defensive line, which we're going to talk about a little bit longer here. So just understand, we're going to bounce around a lot today, but there's a lot of good stuff. I like this signing, one, because I think the talent of Josh Norman far supersedes that of number 27. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. But if for some reason this doesn't work out, number 27, nobody's signing him, okay? Nobody will sign him. He's ours or nobody's. That's just the way that it is. Raven, he says, is this a depth move? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's just kind of where we are with this. Now, a couple other things. Let's go through who didn't practice this Monday. Jalen Hurd didn't practice. This pisses me off. The sentiment from Shanahan and Lynch were, look, if he plays that game, first game in 2 years, and is just healthy and ready to go afterwards on Monday, he's making this roster. He's one of the best 6. Well, he went out there and played, didn't play well. Didn't practice really all last week. Got 3 days off, the long weekend, comes back, still not practicing. I don't get it. I really don't. If he's still injured, put him on IR and bring up a wide receiver. That's what I don't get. If he's still injured and still not ready to go, put him on IR. But they must expect him to be ready soon. Maybe not week 1, maybe week 2. I don't know. I just don't see it. But again, knowing what they're showing us, I would put him on IR, short-term IR, 3 weeks, and bring up Travis Benjamin. Just why not? Until this kid's ready, don't put him out there. And he hasn't shown any signs, at least to the fans and what's been on film, that he's ready. I think he's practicing 1 out of every 5 days. So Herd watch continues. We'll see what happens the rest of this week. Emmanuel Mosley still out, as we said. He was off running to the side, which is good news. Seems like he's going to be ready to go sooner or later. And good news, here we go. Brandon Ayuk and Dre Greenlaw, full practice participants, finally back, which is great news. But this is what happens during the season. And as this season gets going, it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a long time, because I think whenever you look at this new season, 17 weeks, man, we just got through our bye week. So that was it. We had our bye week just now. Now it's time to build. We get another bye week, week 6. And then after that, man, you're going 12 straight weeks. 12 straight weeks with games. And then if you're talking playoffs, which the 49ers should expect to be there, it's even longer. It's going to be a minute. It's going to be a long season. Let's see here. Aaron asks this, hey, John, off topic. Are you still a teacher? Yes, sir. Still a teacher. Currently teach AP, U.S. History, Government, Economics. Teacher, coach, podcaster. I love my jobs. It is a little bit of a daunting task currently, but we'll see. I'm not sure what the future holds. Me and Miss Chapman had a conversation recently. I want to put more time into being this show. I think that this show is going to kind of be my future. I've been teaching for 15 years now, and I still love it. I still love being around the kids. Some of the other stuff bothers me, But yeah, I definitely do too many things. There's no doubt about that. But one of the things that we are good at, and I want to pause real quick here, and that's my bookie, because I got something special for you guys right after this ad. The NFL season is about to kick off, and that means the return of the 49ers to Levi Stadium, as they set out to bring home Super Bowl number 6, baby. With tons of questions circling the minds of the faithful, here's the deal. My bookie is here to help us make some serious cash to go along with the Niners' upcoming season. And my bookie, you can bet on everything in the NFL. From week 1 all the way up to Super Bowl 56, try your hand out on several future wagers. Here we go. You put this in before the season starts. Trey Lance, if you think he's starting early, his offensive rookie of the year odds plus 650. Who's going to take home the MVP? You got Patrick Mahomes plus 350 odds. Aaron Rodgers, last year's MVP, plus 800. And heck, you can even bet on the 49ers to go all the way to the Super Bowl and win it all, plus 1,400 odds. Now, why sit around? Go to mybookie.ag and place your first wager today. On top of that, I'm going to sweeten the pot for you. If you use our promo code 49ERS 49ers when you sign up, get an extra $1,000 in bonus money depending on how much you deposit. That's right, $1,000 in bonus money. Head to mybookie.ag today and start winning today. Bet anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. All right, so guess what is up currently? They do this every year, MyBookie. This is a great way to support the podcast. They have a free bet, and here's what I mean by this. Their current bet is, if any team Thursday night, the Bucs and Cowboys, score a point, either team, Cowboys score 1 point, which is impossible, 2 points or more, whatever, or the Bucs score 1 point or more, you win. It's literally the most. They do this to try to get people to bet, just so that don't usually. So again, now the max is 25, and if you win, you get $23. Here's how you find that bet on MyBookie. You just click on the featured option, click on odds boost sell, click that, then NFL lock of the season you can see there. You can bet up to 25. It's a free bet. There's no rollovers. You could do rollovers if you want to and play with the free play and all that stuff. You could just sign up for $25, bet $25, win 23, cash out, go buy yourself a new bottle of tequila. That's there for you guys right there. So there's no reason not to bet this. I just don't get it. But if you do want the extra bonus money, use the promo code 49ers. They will match your initial deposit. Rollovers do apply, so check that out if you want to do that. But that is there. Now, for all the other betting stuff, I do this every year. All my season-long bets I just posted over on our Patreon channel, patreon.com. Type in 49ers Rush. Subscribe there. There's 3 levels. There's Friend of the Show for $1. There's the Frank Gore tier for $8 that gives you every single video I've ever done. I think it's like 175 videos. And then there's the Jerry Rice tier, which gives you all the videos and our monthly hangout on Zoom. It's just a great way to support the podcast. Again, back to that teaching and 3 jobs thing. If this is ever going to turn into a full-time gig where I can, go live multiple times a week and just do everything that needs to happen for this podcast to make it the way it can be, Patreon's going to be the key. So for those of you that support us, very, very huge thank you. Head over there if you want those bets of the week. Charlie, thank you for the gift, my friend. He says, do you remember the Garcia comeback versus the Giants? Man, I feel like one of the things that people don't kind of, give the respect that they should is the Jeff Garcia 49ers years. That dude went out of his way and was just a baller. We had him for 5 years. And, I mean, San Jose State, baby. Like, how awesome is that? He was incredible. He had back-to-back years. Listen to these back-to-back year stats. In 2000, he had 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Next year, 32 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. The dude was just lights out. Went 12-4, 10-6, and those were not good football teams. Like, he led those teams to success. There's no doubt about that. So very, very big Jeff Garcia fan. And yeah, anytime you get that huge comeback versus the Giants or anybody, because I hate the damn Giants, too much history there. It's wonderful to remember those things. And again, we're playing the Lions this week, which I do want to say shout out to Elise on Twitter. You guys all know her. She put this out there. The 49ers have opened the season versus the Lions twice. Both of those times, 49ers went on to win the Super Bowl. Boom. That's it. It's over. It's over. It's written in the cards, baby. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. So that's pretty fun. And also, man, you just stick it with the Lions, which, you know, my next episode is a bonus episode that's going to be on Patreon only, and that's my going through the week 1 matchups, the scouting report, the schemes, and all that stuff. So if you want that, that's going to be out later this week. I'm diving into the film a little bit later tonight to try to prepare for that. So if you want that, again, Patreon's the place to get that. It comes out to less than $1 per video that you get over there. It's like 50 cents. And again, it's all original content. But excited about that. Because, man, go back to the What's Your Deal game, right? With Jim Harbaugh and Schwartz was the head coach of the other team. And, you know, we're running up the score and all that stuff. And then they meet at the middle of the field. And what's your deal? What's your deal? And then the hard handshake and the backslap and the run. Oh, man. There's only 32 teams. You're going to get this history. And I love that, man. Like, bring on the fire. Like, I wish the Lions, I don't even think they have a rival. They're kind of in their own whatever. But with Jared Goff there, and like, this is awesome. The storylines are there. AJ, he asked this. He said, did you see that Mike Clay ranked the Niners last in the NFC West? Ranked 15th overall in the NFL. Not sure his logic, but that has to be ludicrous take, right? Yeah, the NFC West stacked. We all know that. And you don't have to look very far. The 49ers were dead last year. Dead last in the NFC West. Now, I get it, injury gate and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But yeah, to put the 49ers currently behind a team coached by Cliff Kingsbury is crazy to me. Ludicrous was the word used, AJ. I'm with you there. There's no doubt you put those rosters side by side, coaching staff side by side. No, man, I'm taking the 49ers there. But to, I guess, his credit, he did have us 15th. So he's saying all 4 of the NFC West teams will finish in the top half of the NFL, and I think he's right there. But yeah, I would not look at the odds makers and all those things, which they can be wrong. But yeah, that I would say that's incorrect, and you just kind of take it for what it is. He's from ESPN, which golly, man, it's hard to find a credible person with ESPN nowadays, right? Like, it's so bad. I don't even watch ESPN unless there's a live football game on. I don't watch any of those channels at all. I watch NFL Network still, but does anybody here watch ESPN for anything that's not live sports? I don't think anybody does. It's that Sports Illustrated, like these were stalwarts in John Chapman's childhood. It was like the best thing in the world. Like, I had to watch Sports Center 3 times every single night just in case I missed something. Maybe I missed that stat, whatever. I need to understand what's going on. Now, like, man, I don't even watch that stuff. Never touch it. Never touch it. Now, we finished another breakdown defensively of the Week 3 preseason game against the Raiders. And there were a couple key takeaways that I want to talk about. You know, Fred Warner finally got out there and got some nice snaps, which was awesome. And gosh, man, for linebackers, we kind of focus on the run game and all that kind of stuff, and I get that. That's huge. Darius Leonard just got paid, and huge contract, very, very deserving. There's so many really good linebackers in this league. But one of the things that makes Fred Warner just so different is what he does in coverage. And so, like, whenever he's guarding somebody and he gets targeted with the ball and gets a pass breakup or interception, that's very, very easy just to see with the eye and say, man, he's really, really good. But this play I thought was huge because he's so damn good, the quarterback can't throw it his way. And so I tagged this clip here, cut up by Juan Solis, the Godfather himself. Why is Fred Warner so special? This shows you. His job is, okay, he's playing run first, and then you're going to see him open up to the backside. So his read is here. Once that clears, okay, you can kind of see here, once the run game clears, now his job is nobody came into his zone play side. So what you want to do is you want to turn and open up and wall the defender coming across. So he checks that. Now you're going to see here, flip the hips. And literally what you want to do is create a wall on these hash marks for anybody coming across. And so you teach this guy literally turn and run and get in front of almost pick this guy. Don't let him come across. And so, again, forcing it inside. So, yeah, he's got his back to the quarterback, but it's a simple understanding, man, that number 3 guy coming across is dangerous because he's not going to be accounted for the corner or the safety. Very good. And then it's just rally time, baby. It's so consistent. You know what I mean? Like, it's so consistent that you just see him, the feel, the instincts, the awareness, all those things. Because if you go back to his time at BYU, whenever I went through his film, he was an outside linebacker. They almost used him as like a nickel safety hybrid guy. He didn't have on that weight that he does now. But he's been able to, Fred Warner, he's been able to add weight, add strength, add speed, and increase his coverage. Yeah, I mean, it's like he got a Madden cheat code and they just raised all of his attributes, and that's what we got now. And so I love that we locked him up long term, not just because he's the face of the franchise. You know, he's so available. He's there for every snap. But, man, it's just so versatile. The fact that you can have a Mike linebacker guard a number 3 wide receiver, it's pretty rare. And what's funny is, even though he's our Mike, middle linebacker, right? That's what that stands for. Usually teams will put their will on the number 3 in trips. We don't do that. We put our Mike on the number 3 in trips because he's just that good. So not only is he the captain calling the defense and all those things, but we've put in place a couple different things where he can rotate to the will spot whenever he has to stay vertical with number 3 because he can do it. He just covers so well. And it meshes really well with Drake Greenlaw, who got his first practice back in today, because Drake Greenlaw can guard backs out of the backfield extremely well. He's one of the best tackling linebackers in the NFL, so it's just such a good pair. Now, another guy, let's go with a rookie here, that stood out to me, and this is just one of 3 plays that I wanted to highlight. Talanoa Hufanga. This kid, he's playing this year. Tart's going to start. And rightfully so. But I'm telling you right now, you're not keeping Hufanga off the field very long. This stuff. Now, they're probably going to bail. We got Hufanga out there, too. They didn't even blitz. Oh, Hufanga's so good. They got the first. Watch Talanoa. He's over here. He's going to make this tackle. I mean, he just feels it. We have things like the combine. We have things, you know, where you can measure all this stuff. I don't care about any of that. Instincts trumps. It's just what it is. The nature, the motor, the feel. Look at this, man. He's not supposed to make this play. Not supposed to. He's different. This guy's going to be starting this league, man. This year. This year. And he belongs. Look how he's communicating to everybody. Everybody. Watch him. He's talking to the safety, the other safety. He's making the play calls. Look at this. Paid attention to them, what they're saying. It's a feel. It's a feel. And just see him just go through all this trash. Whew. Give me chills, baby. That's a safety. That, you can't coach it. You can't coach it. You know, I looked up Talanoa's his combine and pro day and all that stuff. I think it was all pro days this year, right? He ran a 4.6 440. That puts him in the 19th percentile. 19th. That means 81% of safeties in the NFL are faster than he is. But you watch that clip and that's game speed. Yeah, I see it in the comments. Work it on me. Yeah, I'm with you. He has game speed. It's not always start and stop. We're not playing track. It's football. And instincts trump all those measurables that you want to get into. It's Zach Thomas. Now, I'm not saying he's Zach Thomas, right? The linebacker for the Dolphins. That dude was nothing. I remember watching him at Texas Tech. He was a tackling machine. But he was slow. He was undersized. Whatever else. It doesn't matter. Whenever you have it up here, that trumps all those other things. And so, Hufanga's playing, man. Now, whoa, Tommy. Coming out here, Trojans greater than Longhorns. If only we had a national championship game that would help decide the fate of which team was better. Oh, man, both teams undefeated, playing in California, the Rose Bowl. I flew to that game, by the way. One of the best sporting events ever. Don't come out here. They're freaking Longhorns, baby. I love you, Tommy. But USC, no thank you. Also love the new Longhorns coaching staff. It's looking really, really good. But anyway, I love you guys. I'll be nice to you USC people, but don't you come at my allegiance now. We're going to have some problems. But yeah, Hufanga. I'm telling you, man, this kid, the good news is we get to see him on special teams. which if you remember when he was drafted, that was his goal, right? They asked him, like, what's your goal this year? And he said he wanted to be a Pro Bowl special teams player his rookie year. He's going to get that opportunity. But there is no way this kid sits on the bench all year. There's no way. There's no way. Anyway, all right. Now, let's go on to finger watch. Trey Lance chipped his hand, or a bone in his finger. And so he's been, had the splint on it. It came off today. So that's good, but still not using a football in team drills while the media was there, mind you. Now, we know Kyle Shanahan. He's very mischievous and trickster and all that stuff. The media is only out there for the warm-up and individual period. Then they have to leave. So that way they don't write about the plays and all that stuff during the week. So up until this point, the media has to be there. That's part of the CBA and media deals and all that stuff. But once the season starts, they can be there for the first segment. Then they get kicked out. So is it possible Trey Lance was throwing with the ball some today after they left? Maybe. It's possible. But I'll tell you this, a couple things. There's no way Trey Lance is starting week 1. Will he play week 1? If he's active, I think there's a small chance Trey Lance isn't even active week 1 because of his finger. If he can't grip the ball and throw the ball and whatever else, he's going to be inactive. They're going to call up, Sudfeld. I don't think that's likely. I do think we still have time. The game's Sunday. It's Monday. We'll have to see what happens Wednesday and as things progress. But another thing came out today that was interesting. Kyle Shanahan has been very clear. He is not naming his starting quarterback. But in the NFL is customary tradition that the starting quarterback is the first person to talk to the media after the head coach press conference. The 49ers released their schedule of who's speaking to who when on Wednesday, and it goes this: Kyle Shanahan, Jimmy Garoppolo in that starting quarterback media spot. So just another thing to understand. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like, oh, Trey's starting and this is all a conspiracy theory and all that kind of stuff. No. Trust me, Jimmy's starting. Now, Trey might play, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more, what I expect out of snap counts and things like that. But before we do, I want to say thank you to our sponsor for helping us with this awesome giveaway, Pristine Auction. Guys, this one's important. All right, guys, you know me. 49ers Rush podcast has become synonymous with giveaways. It's what it's about. It's helping the community grow. I need your help right now. This is huge. If you want us to step up our giveaway game, I need your help. PristineAuction.com. You sign up for an account there, use the promo code RUSH, you're going to get $10 off your first purchase. Now, listen, look at this. Look at this. Look what I got in this bad boy. Right here. The Fred Warner jersey. Boom. Do you see that right there? That is autographed with authentication, and this is the best quality jersey you're going to find anywhere. Compliments of them. They gave it to us, and they said, hey, you guys give stuff away. Give some of our stuff away. If we get enough signups, they're going to back the podcast. And here's the deal. I don't get a penny of this. I told them. I was like, look, I want a partnership because I want to step up the giveaway game that we do here with the Countdown crew monthly, with our 49ers Rush road trip, with our draft parties, all those things. So if we get people to sign up and buy something, they have all kinds of stuff. You can buy mini helmets. You can buy cards. You can buy signed photographs. Everything's not super expensive. They have that there. Go there. Trust me right now. If you want to help the podcast out and you're sitting there and you're saying, man, I want to win one of those giveaways. Well, if you want to give away like this, I need you to go sign up over there. It helps the podcast out tremendously. Again, no money involved for us. But if we get enough signups, guys and girls, we can start giving this stuff away monthly with this type of quality. I need your help. Head over there, pristineauction.com. Use the promo code RUSH, R-U-S-H. Get $10 off your first order. And most importantly, help the podcast so we can help the community giving out more stuff. All right, I love it. Pristine Auctions for real. Check this out, guys. These are all of the jerseys and giveaways we're doing for the 49ers Rush road trip. We've got Jerry Rice. We've got the new freaking 75-year Nike jersey, Ronnie Lott. We've got Bosa. We've got regular Joe Montana in the white. We've got the autographed Joe Montana in the red classics, Trey Lance, Trey Sermon, Fred Warner. All of these are giveaways. At all of the 49ers Rush road trip events. We've got a lot of people coming out that are going to be joining us. So please guys, this is where it's at. Come have a good time with us. Get some of the best gear in the world. I spent way too much money on all those giveaways. My wife's going to be mad at me. But that's okay. It's going to be worth it. Man, I want to say thank you for the gift. 49ers Faithful Forever. He says this: if you're not part of John's Patreon, you're missing out. Hashtag Fear Bosa. That is awesome. I really do appreciate the gift and the kind words. And I'll say this again. Join the Patreon. You don't like it, 100% money back guaranteed. I've never had anybody take me up on that, but it's there. I'll make sure you get your money back. I want to provide a unique service, and unfortunately, financials have to take into account the amount of time that I spend on this stuff. It's what it is. And yeah, Thomas, he says, Jesus, John spent too much time in the sun. That is correct. Coaching and all that stuff outside, it's getting to me. Those rosy red cheeks, man. I'm getting ready for that Santa Claus. I'm just Santa Claus in the off season. It's what it is. Juan Solis, thank you, man. The mad scientist himself. He says, happy Labor Day, faithful. Barbecue tequila and John Chapman. Give away that shirt. Hashtag CC. I love this guy. All right, here we go. We've got an extra Countdown Crew winner today, all because of the wonderful Juan's just a man. He gets all these clips up. He works so hard. Amazing person. Here's our Countdown Crew winner today, Tyler Asher. Congratulations, man. Go ahead and slide into my DMs or email me, 49ersrushpodcast@gmail.com. I'll send you the link. It's actually in the description of this video if you guys want some Trey Lance t-shirts, 49ers Rush t-shirts, mugs, all that stuff, cell phone covers. But Tyler, reach out to me. I'm not going to buy you, but the good man Juan Solis is buying you a t-shirt. Really do appreciate that, Juan. Thank you so much, man. He is absolutely incredible. Now, let's jump over and let's talk about some of these week one storylines that I think are key. And that I'm so excited just to see how they play out, because we keep talking about like, oh, this is what we think is going to happen. It's time. It's time. And of course, as always, make sure you subscribe to the show, because our live after the game show is the best show of the week. That's what it is. So come join us. As soon as the game's over, come join us. Let's talk things out. Therapy channels, all those things we need to get done. So my number one storyline is this. How many snaps does D Ford and Bosa get? Because, again, I kind of ate my hat on this one. I didn't think D Ford was ever going to play again. He's practicing today, full pads. He's been out there. D Ford's playing. Now, can he maintain his health and not have those back issues? That's important. But even more important than that, Nick Bosa. Hashtag Fear Bosa, baby. The dude is good. He's as good as they get. Trent Williams came out talking about how he got better this offseason. We'll just have to see. Now, my prediction, I think that D Ford gets 15 snaps, and I think Nick Bosa gets 40. I think they're going to be careful with both. So D Ford 15, Bosa 40. Hold me to these. Now, I save these, and we'll go back in the post game and say, like, I was wrong here, I was right there, whatever else. I know that people love to tell me when I'm wrong, so that's cool. You can bring that up. This one I have pretty high on my list, and it's probably gotten a lot of attention. Who's going to be the punt returner? We don't have we don't really have anybody that has practiced punt returning this preseason on our roster. Now, we do it on the practice squad. River Craycraft, Richie James, he got injured. He got put on IR and let go. Travis Benjamin. I think it's going to be Mohamed Sanu or Travis Benjamin. Now, Ayuk could be scary back there. There's no doubt about it. But the fact that he's just now getting his first practice back in a little bit of time, I don't know. Part of me says, man, call up Travis Benjamin, because you get to elevate two players off the practice squad. So elevate him, just put him back there and you're good. But if there's a chance for a return and they're punting out their end zone or something, then put Ayuk back there. But I'm curious to see what that looks like. We've been really bad there. So it'd be nice to have some type of explosiveness. Trey Lance, is he even going to be on the active roster? Now, this is all because of his finger, but you got to make sure he's healthy and can grip the ball and all those. But if he is, he's got to play. We've already kind of determined that. I think that he gets about 12 snaps. Now, what I'm curious isn't so much how the snaps he gets or the number of snaps. I'm curious the way it goes. Are they going to rotate in and out like we saw, in those first 2 drives versus the Raiders in week 3 of the preseason? Or is it going to be, you get the last drive of the first half, you get like the first drive of the fourth quarter, something along those lines. But I think that switching in and out, I think that's coming. I really, really do. Now, scheme-wise, and then this is something I want to talk about a little bit, D'Amico Ryans, this is the first game he will have called a defense, blitzes, coverages, personnel groups, all that stuff. Obviously, he's had preseason, but how's that going to go? I don't think he's going to be particularly blitz heavy at first, because if we can generate pressure with 4, that's what every DC in the world wants. Because if you can, just get it with 4, then you could do whatever coverages you want on the back end. You don't have to worry about anything. One of the clips that I love the most, this is why the 49ers defensive line is key. And this is also why I think the defensive line is the microcosm of this team. It's the most valuable everything. And this play right here I'm going to show you, this is versus Max Protect. Max Protect. And watch how the 49ers D-line handled the Raiders. He's going against 2 dudes. 2. He's going against 2. That means we got a 1-on-1 and 1-on-1. If they keep 6 to block linemen with, a running back to help chip, and your quarterback still gets hit, jeez, man, that's 7-on-4, and your quarterback's still getting hit. You got 7 guys to block 4, and you do not do it. Not only do you not do it, 2 guys basically get to your quarterback. And that's what they want it to look like. That's what they're looking for. It's 7 versus 4, and the 4 win. Now, you got baby giraffe Jared Goff back there for the Lions. Whew. Now, I will say this. The Lions have a very good offensive line. So it's not like this is going to be cakewalk or whatever. I've got a buddy, shout out to Eric. I doubt he's listening. He's a Browns fan, but he's from that area. And he wanted to bet me, straight up, Lions or 49ers, but a 3-1 bet. So let's just say it was $10. If the 49ers win, I get $10. If the Lions win, he gets 30. And I was like, yeah, I'll take that bet. No points, no anything. I'll take that bet. I usually don't. We'll see how it goes. But I think the 49ers, they're the largest spread in the NFL week 1 for a reason. And it's not so much the 49ers, who are a road team, traveling to an East Coast time zone game, early kickoff, usually bad. But it's about the Lions. That roster is it's void of talent. They sold everything and they're building for the future. They didn't even recoup a lot of 2021 draft capital, right? So, even they traded away their quarterback. They didn't even get back a 2021 first-round pick. No. They wanted 2022. So I think the D-line and the blitzes and how those things kind of, work together, that's going to be interesting. Now, another thing that might concern nobody else but me, and that's okay, can Mitch Wisnowski be decent? 4th-round punters is a term that should not exist. But he was freaking awesome this preseason. Can he continue that? He's been a bottom 5 punter in the NFL since he came in. So, is there a chance that he can continue what he did this preseason? His best 3 games of his career were this preseason. So, can he continue that? And one of the things that I think is so key, hidden yardage. Kyle Shanahan's been bottom 5 in special teams EPA since he got in the league, or since he joined the 49ers as head coach. That needs to change. They seem to have focused draft capital, Talanoa Hufanga, actual capital itself, Trent Sherfield. They're trying to correct this issue of special teams. And it's one of the little things that those hidden yards, they show up. So can Mitch just be decent? I'm not even looking for great. I just want decent. And the last thing that's on my list is O-line sinking. Thanks, E, who emailed me this and kind of put this idea in the back of my head. Can Mac make that much of a difference? Obviously, part of the all-decade team as a center, been in the Kyle Shanahan system, all that stuff. He's old, I get it, whatever. But is that going to be enough to solidify this offensive line? Now, again, back to preseason, we only got to see him for 1 drive out there. We'll have to wait and see. We got to see what that looks like. But these are a lot of the week 1 kind of storylines I'm looking for. There's a lot there. And man, it's going to be fun. I cannot wait till Sunday. I cannot wait till Sunday. Oh, Don Burr showed up. I love it. Yeah, you're going to get a top 3 pick for sure next year. There's no doubt about that, my friend. But you are not going to be beating the 49ers. And if you thought they were, you would have accepted that bet that you and I had. So I don't know if you want to bring that back, but, man, you can't walk away from a bet and talk trash like that. You got faith in your team, man. Put your money up there. Let's go, big dog. Now, you guys are incredible. I just want to say thank you for all the support. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. That helps us out so much here, wherever it is you're listening. Like, rate, review the show. And, man, we've got some more stuff coming up this week, but pay attention to those practice reports. We got a lot of stuff right here. Oh, he says, what's the bet put up? Man, you name it. You name it, Don Burr. Let's go, baby. You call it. You said something about like most points scored and all that stuff earlier, but I'm telling you, dog, I'm down, man. You reach out to me, 49ers Rush Podcast. We'll make this work, man. I got you, Don. You believe in your team that much. Yeah, points per dollar. Thank you, Shot Jay. Points per dollar. So, like, for example, when the 49ers win 31-21, that's 52 points, right? So that's $52 or whatever. That was your terms. So if you want that, let's go, man. We'll call it. You reach out to me, 49ers Rush Podcast at gmail.com and or on Twitter at JL_Chapman, Don, and we'll make this go. He's got $50 with Carlos too. I love it, man. This is gonna be awesome. Anyway, you guys are the best. This is fun. As always, stay strong, faithful.